Hi, this is not a podcast show. Kidding. This is not a game dev log. Well, it's also not a podcast show, but this was all just to put some attention on my other channel where, as I post this, also my first episode of a Super Autopets podcast goes live with none other than Flame96. So this is more than an hour-long conversation I had with him about his beginnings as a Super Autopets creator, his thoughts on the game, some very cool ideas on how to make the game grow again, make the game great again. So if you haven't already, please, after this video, or even just stop this video and go ahead and watch over there on the new channel, Not a Podcast Show. I'll link it in the description if I don't forget. And in this video, because that's also important, of course, we're going to get a 4.5 of a kind. So this is still the weekly pack. Well, at the time that this goes live, it is the last weekly pack, so the previous weekly pack. But I didn't want to keep you... How do you say that? I didn't want to withhold you this video. And what 4.5 of a kind will it be? Well, it's none of the pets currently on my team. So we're just slowly going to Camel Leech, scam our way to some early wins. Actually also doing some toy scaling, which of course is very strong. The balloon scaling, well, it's not really. It's a very expensive pair and a very complicated pair at that. But it is scaling and it will allow our leech to leech some more on this camel, basically. So maybe it's an even more complicated pair or a lopsided pair. Well, whatever. You get the idea, right? Are we big enough here? More ferret, but we do get through. More level 2 balloon as well. Somehow, well, in the weekly pack it isn't that weird. Somehow quite a lot of mirror matches. This is also a way, of course, to recover the camel health. And then we play back Badger. I did try to go for some interesting builds. I think there were some cool possibilities in this weekly. But of course, with one very dominant strategy with all this in-shop herd, it's very tough to get anything else going. So I was quite happy that I could do something a little bit more creative. But still a long way from that indeed. So still time for some more promotion for the podcast. I don't know. Well, I've mentioned it enough. But again, take a listen. I think it's very nice. It's very interesting conversation I had. And surely it must be interesting for everybody who's watching this. And then maybe in the future, I'll get even more different guests as well. Because my goal is not just to make a Super Autopets podcast, which then after I have done my first couple of episodes could be still very interesting content for someone else to make. And here you kind of see a very good level up 2 Nyalas in tier 4. So that's a lot of trumpets. So what was I saying? Yeah, so my goal would be to go a bit broader to do, because I like a lot of stuff, and on this channel, of course, it's mostly focused about Super Autopets, and that is very nice, and I hopefully will still find the time to make cool builds and post videos, because I enjoy that a lot. Look at that, how strong we are. But then in the other channel, I can do a bit more with my other interests as well, as if I find the time, because it's of course a lot more time intensive to do that kind of content. Even though it's unedited content, it's still a lot of effort and a lot of time, but totally worth it as well. Okay, well, I'm still in a bit of a rambly mood, I think. But we now have the 1.5 Nyala, so we did combine them. Here's what's it even called? Rootling, which is always one of the worst scalers, and that's always why I wanted to buy this guy and get a run going, but it's just a little too weak. Badger, however, is something that is a very good way to keep yourself alive. With a little bit of scaling, you can almost always trade 1 for 1 or 2 for 2, or if you're very lucky, a 2 for 1. Stinky Suck against all these hurt teams might even create some friendly damage at the opponent. Here we go, but a very scary Rhino. Well, we have a lot of stats in the bag, so much even that the Tasty does nothing. So how are we going to go from here into a 4.5 squad? Well, one of these pets is going to be the 4.5 squad. That's what I'm going to say. And I think now you can find which one it's going to be, right? I don't even know when I put the love potion on it. Did I already run around with the love potion? Well, at least now we have the 1.5 Nyala. Is that worth it compared to just filling the spot with something else? I don't know, but it's good Badger absorption, right? So big dog versus big dog, but very big back leech that just absorbs the full Badger snipe of the opponent. And we find many more Nyalas, so this is probably where I get this idea. And we also get a very good sequence with chocolate, what's it even called? Tofu. So we already have this 5 of a kind, 4.5 of a kind here, but we of course also have to win. And the teams are quite big in stats. So is this Nyala plus Doggos going to be enough? I was hoping to get some trike stats on the Nyalas, of course. Double Winter Spirit. I think the 5 of a kind Winter Spirit was also done by somebody, which is definitely possible if nobody did it. If you get them going early. But this puts us on 9 wins, so now we have to bring in the Nyalas, which is kind of scary. We are on 4 hearts. We have to level 3 Nyala. And aren't we now at the point where it doesn't even matter in the end? No, where it doesn't even matter to get any more Nyalas, because we have level 1, plus 3 is 4, plus the love potion is 5, 6, 7 times 8 is 56. Is my math correct? We are going to see. So we already get the level 50 or 50 Doggo, if my math is correct. So it doesn't really matter to put any chocolate, so a little bit of stats could help. And of course we have the peanut jar here, which doesn't do anything in this round. Oh yeah, of course we do not get the 50-50 dog because the last Nyala is there just to fill out the picture. Okay, now it becomes kind of scary because we somehow have to find an opponent that we can win again. So now we have 2 more Doggo stats basically for a lot of gold. And maybe the Yggdrasil fruit will help us convert a draw into a win. A lot less stats here, but a lot of in-battle stats. I think we're good here, right? There it is, the 50-50 Doggo. The 4.5 of a kind Nyala. Is that better or worse than a 5 of a kind? I don't know, but a really fun build. And in any case, thanks for watching. Go watch the podcast.